Hello guys, welcome back to my channel, Dead Cities Diary. Imagine walking near a beautiful blue sea on a quiet beach in Germany. The wind is soft, the waves are calm, and everything feels peaceful. But then suddenly, you see something strange, a huge, endless building stretching almost as far as you can see. It is not one building, but many buildings connected together, like a long gray wall next to the ocean. This massive structure is called Prora. It is about 8 kilometers long, making it one of the longest buildings in the world. Today, tourists walk near it, take pictures, and some people even stay inside because part of it has become a hotel. But behind this quiet and peaceful scene is a very dark story, a story connected to Adolf Hitler and the Nazi regime. To understand Prora, we must go back to the 1930s, when the Nazi Party was growing stronger in Germany. Adolf Hitler wanted more than military power. He wanted complete control over the minds and daily lives of German people. One of the ways he tried to do this was through a program called Kraft durch Freude, which means strength through joy. This program was created to give German workers cheap vacations, concerts, sports, and entertainment. It sounded friendly and generous, but the real purpose was to make people loyal to Hitler and make them feel grateful to the government. The Nazis believed that a happy worker would be an obedient citizen. Prora was going to be the biggest project in this program. Hitler wanted it to be a perfect holiday resort for German workers and families. The idea was that 20,000 people could stay there at the same time. Everyone would sleep in small but comfortable rooms. The rooms were very simple. Each had a single bed, a wardrobe, and a sink. There were no private kitchens or large private spaces because privacy was not encouraged. Instead, huge shared dining halls were planned where everyone would eat together. There were also plans for theaters, music halls, sports fields, and swimming pools. The purpose was not only rest, it was also propaganda. People were supposed to relax while absorbing Nazi ideology. Construction of Prora began in 1936. Thousands of workers were hired to build it, and later, during the war, forced laborers may have also worked there. As the walls went up, the structure began to look more and more impressive. Miles of identical buildings, all facing the sea. The design was very organized, clean, and efficient. Exactly how the Nazis wanted everything to be. The resort looked like proof that the Nazi government cared about its people. But while the outside looked calm, the goal behind Prora was control. By 1939, a large part of Prora was already built. The building stood tall, strong, and ready. But before the resort could open, history changed. In September 1939, World War II began. Suddenly, vacations did not matter anymore. Germany needed money, workers, and supplies for the war. So construction stopped. No holiday guests ever slept there. No family ever unpacked a suitcase. Prora, the grand dream resort, became an empty giant made of concrete. Even though the resort never opened, the buildings were still used during and after the war. During the final years of World War II, some parts of Prora became shelters for people who were escaping the war. Later, after Germany lost the war, the Soviet army took control of the area. Under Soviet and later East German rule, Prora became a military base and a training facility. Soldiers lived in the buildings, marched outside, and used the huge space for military activities. The quiet resort idea disappeared completely. Instead of being a place of joy, Prora became a place of discipline. When Germany became one country again in 1990, the future of Prora became uncertain. The buildings were too massive to easily destroy, but many people did not want to use them. They were a painful reminder of the Nazi past. For many years, Prora sat abandoned. The windows broke, paint peeled off the walls, and trees grew around and inside the ruins. Nature slowly began to reclaim the concrete monster. Adventurers, historians, and photographers started exploring it. The long silent hallways and empty rooms gave Prora a haunting, ghost-like feeling. Some people said it felt like time stopped there. In the early 2000s, discussions started about what to do with the structure. Some people wanted to turn it into a museum to teach future generations about the dangers of propaganda and dictatorship. Others believed it should stay abandoned as a warning. But some developers saw something different: expensive beachfront property. And slowly, transformation began. Parts of the buildings were repaired, painted, and turned into luxury apartments, hotels, youth hostels, cafes, and holiday homes. Today, people sunbathe, swim, and relax by the same walls that were built under a dictator's rule. For many, this creates mixed feelings. Some people believe turning Prora into a normal holiday space is positive. They say it is a way to take something dark and give it a peaceful purpose. Others disagree. They believe people should not sleep and party inside buildings built by Hitler for propaganda. They argue that history should not be turned into entertainment. Prora is more than a building. It is a lesson. It shows how a government can use comfort, entertainment, and even holidays as powerful tools to control people. It reminds us that not all dangerous ideas come with weapons. Some come with smiling promises and beautiful beaches. Today, when someone walks through Prora, they may hear laughter from tourists or music from vacation events. But if they listen carefully, they may also feel the echo of history, the echo of a time when freedom was taken away, and even rest was designed to serve a dictator. So what is Prora now? Is it a warning, a memorial, or simply a tourist attraction? Maybe it is all three. It stands as a symbol, silent, massive, and unforgettable. A symbol that tells U.S. history does not disappear. Sometimes, it remains standing in concrete, waiting for us to remember and learn. Thank you for watching. If you found this story interesting, strange, or thought-provoking, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Tell me in the comments, would you ever stay in Prora? Or does the history make it uncomfortable?